There's a light that shines inside of me. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light that shines inside of you. There's a light in me and you.
Nation. Now I know it's our Wednesday, kind of got ourselves set up like a Sunday fun day, but we were kind of working on some technical stuff and we decided that this was the path of least resistance. So here we are, broadcasting live from the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and we send much love and light to all of you all across the world because, well, times, they've changed. And the world as we know it to be is not the same. And it's April 1st, April Fool's Day, and no, this is no April Fool's joke. We are living in unprecedented times that have caused great angst for mankind, loss of life, difficulty financially, brought up a lot of doubt, brought up a lot of fear. And here, we are experiencing your emotions right here live. We experience connecting with you. We experience where we're all at together. And as I look at the future, I know, when is this going to end? We've got to take the time now to hold our own space, to take care of self, to nurture self, to be good within self. It's an opportunity for you to tune into your divinity. No, it's not a bunch of spiritual woo-woo. It's called, when was the last time you took a good look at yourself? Take a good look at yourself. We got to take a good look and see where we are and where we've been. And ask ourselves the question, when this is done, where do I wish to go? How do I want my life to be? Because we are in one of the greatest resets of mankind's history. We're in an experience that is going to change history. How our children and our children's children read the history books. We're starring in it. And how we handle this as a society, as a collective conscious group, will determine how the story is told. Now, there's a lot of criticism going on. And although I know we need to stand up for what we need, we also have to remember that if we are not receiving what we need from mankind, the reason why we go within is so that the divine universal flow can bring it to you. There are ways that we can unite together to connect our hearts and our souls. You see, we've been caught up in a world of feeling separate from each other. But even though we were coexisting and mingling amongst each other, we were still separate. And now that we are distanced physically, we are going to become more connected. I know it doesn't quite make sense, but even when we've been together out in the world, we've been driven by distraction. We've been caught up in the busyness of life, not really paying attention. And then something came up from behind and took us all by surprise. And perhaps in the land of astrology, they would say, well, the planets are lined up in a way that kind of dictated that this was the way we were going. But I don't believe anyone could have fathomed the degree of the shift that we're about to go through. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, globally, and even in our healthcare systems. We're about to go upon our strongest adversary. And we need to all join together, not rip each other apart, tear each other down. It's a time for us to join together in union. It's kind of like the way the world was taught when we sang that song, "We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a better place, so let's start giving." You see, we all have the capacity, the ability to give. But what did we see in the beginning when word leaked out that this was maybe going to be an issue? First, people didn't want to believe it. And then when it started to hit, we saw the fear grab hold of people. And people began to need to feel that they were going to be safe. And they bought and got everything they thought they could need. But do you really have everything you need if you have toilet paper? No, you don't. What you need is to go inside and know that the God that created you is not going to fail you. The God that created you is opening your eyes to see what's not working in the system. I know, a fine time to find out what's not working. But it's an opportunity for us to grow. It's an opportunity for us to create a different paradigm, a different way of being. You know, many of us have grandparents who lived through World War times. And I remember stories that my father would tell, my grandparents would tell about the Great Depression. They told us their stories. Kind of seemed far-fetched. I mean, we read about it in the history books, and they said they lived through it. But I don't think we could wrap our head around it because that wasn't the world we were living in. And this is not to say that we're going to go to that type of world. But now we're living our own story that one day will be passed on as the story that unified and transformed mankind. And in the darkest hour, how everyone realized their inner power. In the darkest hour, we realize that we've always been powerful beings from within and always had the ability to transcend and shift our reality, even if it's just within our own energetic circle and perception. We've always had that opportunity. We've always been able to shift our mindset. But when it didn't click just like that, when we didn't dive right in and feel a successful moment, we kind of backed off. I mean, think about it. We're very busy people, aren't we? Well, how busy are you now? Are you still watching Netflix, catching some movies? Find that corner in your house. Have that conversation with yourself. Connect to yourself. And open up to new possibilities. Recognizing that this is a chance for you to embrace the new way you want to live, but not directed by your intellectual mind, not directed by the patterns of life that you have conditioned yourself to live by, not directed by what your parents did and your grandparents did and how they behaved and reacted, not directed by any of that. It is a chance for you to march to the beat of your own drum, to really recognize your personal rhythm. We've been in this very robotic, hypnotic state for so very long. And because every time we did something, we got something. Every time we made a shift and change, we would move up the ladder of success. We would find ourselves changing a relationship for a different relationship. How fortunate are we in this world to have choices? Well, now some of your choices have been removed. You go to the grocery store, some of your favorite foods aren't there. You're forced to choose something else. The shelves seem bare. And it's hooking into all the conditioned fears that were handed down to us through the generations of fear and lack. And whether we knew it or not, unbeknownst to us, within our inner being, we've been carrying that around. We've been carrying the fear and the lack. But it was pushed down because it wasn't our reality. But there were a lot of subliminal messages that were, well, programmed within you. Money doesn't grow on trees. There's not enough. You have to work hard to get anywhere. And one of my favorite ones from my grandparents were, gotta save for a rainy day. But I know, we thought we didn't need that because we could just keep going. So there was some wisdom they handed down through the generations, and there was some fear. And if we didn't glean from their wisdom, too late now. We'll change our story as we move forward. But if we took their fear and their conditioning, it's time to let it go. This too will pass. But in the meantime, choosing the right action, staying at home, caring for self, those actions prevent you from passing. Let the experience pass, not you. Let your limited beliefs pass you by, not you. Let the old paradigms of how life used to be for you pass you by, but don't look at it as a loss and something to be feared. Look at it through your heart. Look at it as an opportunity to embrace what life can be, a simpler, gentler life. I know, times are scary, and my phone has been ringing. So I know that many of you are feeling the collective fear. And to be honest with you, everyone has that flowing around them. And it's very easy to get hooked into that. But trust that somehow, as this passes, you will be okay. Even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't know how to find a way, you will be okay. You will have the power and the presence to move mountains and move through the experience. You can do that. You are wired for success. And you are wired for survival. And right now, many of us are within our inner being hooked up into a fight or flight experience. And we understand that. But it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't have to weigh you down. It's not the answer. You can do anything you set your intention to. So what will that be? Use this time to create a mental vision board of life. Use this time to believe that you are stronger than you know. And use this time to rise above adversity and make the shift. The shift that you make is so important now. You know, many of us in the spiritual community, we've been saying since 2012, time to make a shift. There's a new paradigm. Life is going to be different. We want to get ready. And people were kind of like, oh, well, there's that hocus pocus metaphysical talk. But look where we are now. All you have is who you are. All you have is who you are. So who are you? Again, many of us have been in this robotic, hypnotic experience of busyness and non-connectivity that we don't have that answer. So how can you rely on who you are when who you are has been defined by the external forces of the world? You have become a slave to work, to money. You've become a slave to keeping up to the Joneses. And what's next? It's a chance for you. It's a chance for you to say what belongs and what no longer belongs in my life. And rest assured, there are some things that perhaps may be removed. And maybe they're the things you're not ready to let go of. And that's not a fear statement. That just means life as we know it is changing. Life as we know it is shifting. So let it go. As long as you have, what's that famous saying? As long as you have your health, you can do anything. Well, what's the thing that is most at risk right now? Your health. Your health and your well-being. So choose your health. Choose to honor your health and the health of those you love. Choose to honor your internal spiritual health. Because when you honor your internal spiritual health, the physical health works out perfectly. You've got that ability. You are wired to the universe. Last night, I taught a class, Connect to Your Inner Knowing. And it was amazing the things that Spirit shared with us. And so I do hope when we post it on the website that some of you go ahead, if you didn't take the class, and you download it. Because it had to be one of the most insightful, channeled classes I've ever given. And I've got quite the collection. And I feel like what we've forgotten, what we've lost, and this was my takeaway from the class last night, is that Spirit was really profound in sharing with us that we are so interwoven that what we say and what we feel, the universe feels and receives. And if we would just open our channel, what they feel for us is joy, love, abundance, and peace, prosperity, divine health, divine wisdom, universal knowing. They have that energy available for us. If we would stop being so closed off and think of God and the angels as being separate from us and recognize that God is within. Your angels surround you. Your loved ones are connected to this frequency web that expands the galaxies, and you're a part of it. You're not separate. Yes, in the physical experience, you go in alone and you cross back over alone. But even in that journey, your soul, your spirit, your essence is still interwoven and connected. It's just that once we reach this physical embodiment, this physical expression, we lose that connectivity because we get distracted by the world. And our well-meaning parents, God bless them, they distract us with what's important to them, what they want us to know, how they want us to be, and of course the fact that they are caring for us and that we need to count on them. So can you see how we have all been conditioned to depend on humans more than our own inner knowing, more than our connection with the divine? You can see that, yes? And wouldn't you like to have a collection, a spiritual posse that's got your back all the time, rather than count on a group of humans to make a decision for you or to determine how the rest of your life is going to go? How would you like your life to be? You have that choice. You have that ability. You can do that. So we hope that this message tonight on Facebook finds you well, and that as you connect with us, you open your hearts. Because I'm prepared to answer questions, but let's not make it the same questions. Let's ask a question that's for your higher transformation, that's for your evolution, that's truly meant to take you from where you are to where you want to be, from who you used to be to the better version of you, to the human self, to the soulful self. Let's see if together our questions can encapsulate everything we've ever wanted our life to be and assist us in the transformation. We're getting ready for a shift, a big shift for all of you. And it's time. It's been a long time coming. And it's time for you to put your big girl pants on and your big boy trousers on and step into who you've come to be. There's no more excuses. Or you can hold on to the stories that our grandparents told about hard times and begin to invite that reality into your personal world. But that's not really what you want. And I know that we're all wanting the world to just go back. April Fools, it's all a joke. It's not a joke. And as much as people have tried to say, oh, it'll be better in a little bit, it doesn't appear that way. Because understand that more than just a disease, there's been an accumulation of energy that's been all of our fears, all of our dissatisfaction, all of our hurt, all of our anger towards each other, all of our judgment, all of our criticism, all of our separation, our division of the countries, our division of the world, our division of our cities and our states. We've been divided. And it's going to take a pandemic to make us be united. Well then, here we are. Remember, you are a citizen of the planet. And say to yourself, wherever you go, I am a citizen of this planet. You do not just inhabit your house in your little city or your town that's part of your state, that's separate from the state on the other coast. You are part of a nation. You are part of a world. You are a citizen of this world. This entire planet, not just your country. And this is an opportunity for countries to unite and no longer be divided. Because we're being faced with a pandemic that does not discriminate. It's not just going after the Middle East. It's not just going after China. It's not just going after Italy. It's not just going after Russia. It's everywhere. It has no discrimination. What does that tell you? That we're all made of the same flesh. That we're all made with the same divine spark that seems to have gotten a little dulled by our human opinions and experiences. And mind you, those are some of our greatest gifts. The fact that you have the ability to choose in this life, and that you have the ability to have your own thought and opinion, and we have freedoms and rights, especially in this country. And you get to express them and share them. But judge not unless you be judged. So now's the time. Take a good look at you and make the choice as to what you want to choose to change. and consciously create the shift for your life. When this passes, and it will, I, and you say your name, choose to shift and change whatever aspect in your life. Whatever you feel, and you know what it is, there shouldn't have to be a whole lot of soul searching because we've been running from ourselves for a very long time. I know we're talking about things that maybe you're like, ooh, I don't know, I've lived through this experience and others similar in other lifetimes. That reincarnation thing is, well, coming back around. And chances are you were so much more prepared for this experience than you ever imagined. You have the power to make a shift and change of greatness. So I invite you. I invite you in the YouTube feed, in the Facebook feed. I invite you to share the page. I invite you to write, I am. And as you write, I am, I ask you to add, I am, and then the following line write, I am a citizen of the planet. I am. For you have the power to create, and it begins with the mighty I am. It begins with the ability to shift and change consciousness. It's the powerful I am. You have that ability. You can make that change. It's up to you. Well, we welcome you here tonight. I guess we've got a lot of questions and comments moving in the feed, but we're so glad to have you here. And we're really glad to be sharing our sacred space together. So as we share our sacred space together, let's just all take a minute to just breathe and feel the silence within. Shut down the mind chatter. Shut down what's disrupting you. And allow yourself to move forward, knowing that this too shall pass. Well, normally on a Wednesday, we don't do any card readings or any collective readings. But I'm feeling, just kind of sort of, that we need to do it a little different here on Wednesday because, well, we can. We've got technology and we're connected and we're with all of you. And it's a great opportunity to bond together. So we're going to take a minute to put down some cards, give us a little overview of what's going on, spiritually style. You know, spiritually speaking with Sarah style. Not like CNN or MSNBC style. I think we can use a break from that. Let's see what our angels and our guides want us to know. We've got our cameras set up. We're ready for you. We were here from last night's class. I kind of feel like we stayed here overnight, but here we are. And we're answering your questions. Put your question in the feed. Be sure to give me the pertinent information, your birthday or the birthday of someone else. But ask a question that's going to give you an opportunity to learn tonight. And share the page. And please let me know you shared the page. And before we do our group reading, I want to let you know we've got a powerful class coming up. It's the power of prayer and decrees. You know what I found? People really don't know how to pray. And if we ever needed to learn how to pray, right about now is the time you need to learn to pray. So we're going to teach you how to call upon the energy of the angels, the guides. Speak the power of your words and create a decree. And we are going to help you pray and direct your words for a better relationship with the Divine Supreme Creator. So I do hope you join us Thursday night, April 9th. Originally we thought we'd have the night off, but seems like Easter's kind of sort of canceled. A lot of things are canceled. So we felt, hey, we'll get ready and do our class. So we're going to take those cards out right now. And let's see what we've got going on. Meantime, we have Helena here, socially distant, of course. And we are more than 6 feet away.
Indeed we are.
Indeed we are. And we are going to do a group reading. But how are you doing in those questions there, Helena?
I actually haven't started to grab anyone yet because I want to make sure we really are asking these questions that are going to truly give us the transformation that we're seeking in this time. You know, this is, if there's any message you just gave us, this is not the time to play around if you're really looking to up level your spirituality.
Yeah. And that's really all we have right now.
Mm-hmm. And if there's nothing
That's it.
else to focus on, look, how long have you been waiting for this moment to do this?
But you know, I was thinking, you know, a good day of Netflix seems refreshing to me, but I most certainly didn't want to have to enjoy it in a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good time for you. And, you know, I was said last night in class, I was saying, I don't care if you have to go in the bathroom, lock yourself in the bathroom, get in the tub, pull the curtain so no one can see you or find you, even if they can jimmy the lock. They'll be like, oh, they're not there. And pray and ask God for insight and wisdom and really tune in and tap into your inner knowing, your inner self, your inner guidance. So we've got some cards spread out here, and we are going to pull a collective group for everybody. And let's see what we've got going on here. So I'm going to pull. These are our mystical wisdom cards here. So they're beautiful, beautiful cards, and we're really grateful to have them here. And then we have 3 more cards from our angel cards. So we've got some angel cards going. We're changing it up on a Wednesday. What do you know? Kind of fun right here. I'm feeling like it's a Sunday. And so we've got our cards, and I'm going to just move this out of the way. And we're going to start with our mystical wisdom cards. I've got lots of cards. I've got goddess cards. We've got so much. So if you've got questions, we're going to let the angels, the goddesses, and spirit answer our questions. So here we go. The first card up is children. Know that the children are our future and discover the child within you. That's what I'm hearing from this. You need to know that children are so sacred and important. And at this time, you know, we're running around feeling fearful. It is important. This is a molding moment in their entire life. This is how they're going to remember their childhood. What can you do to nurture your child and make your children feel safe and secure? Shut the news, first of all. You can hear the little ones going, Mommy, Daddy, am I going to be okay? Let's not let them get scared. Comfort them and let them know that this is going to pass and that they're fine and that the family is fine and that we're protected. It's really important that you do that. And then the next card up from our mystical card is dreams. You know, during a time like this, inspiration comes, and some people have the ability to live their greatest dreams, their greatest opportunities, and design a new life. This is when artists and authors are created. This is when magnificent music is created. Matter of fact, we were planning a show at the house so that we could give you some music and bring you music. It's a powerful time. And we are all connected. And when you're in your dream state, you are closest to God and the angels because you're separated from the human experience and your spirit has time to soar. So don't lose sight of your dreams in these times, and make sure that you ask your angels and guides to visit you in your dream state. And then our next card, the dragonfly. Live life to the fullest. But I also know that a dragonfly represents shift, change, and transformation. Well, how appropriate is that? Shifts and change and transformation, and to live life to the fullest. Think about it. Isn't it the perfect time to think about all the ways you can live life to the fullest in simplicity? You know, sometimes we think it's about a fancy vacation or expensive dinner out, But often it's just time around the table, a family meal. That's really what it's about. So open yourself up to those possibilities and experience life in a whole new way. It's an important time for all of you. Now we're going to go to our angel cards. They've got messages for all of you. Change in direction. Well, couldn't have picked a better card for the group. I would say, wouldn't you agree? We are in a change of direction. And I don't know which way I'm going, but I know there's change. The winds of change are here upon us now. You know, Helena, we need to pull that song out, and we'll play a little bit of that in just a minute, because
Which one?
the winds of change.
Oh, I love
the
that
winds
one.
of change
Yes.
are here upon
Yes.
you now, right?
Yes.
And I don't know which way to go, right? So the winds of change are upon us, and shower of abundance. Now, thank you, angels, for that hope, because I know a lot of us are feeling a little concerned, a little worried, but this is an opportunity to move ourselves forward so that we can have abundance come. We may be in a place that appears as if it's a little bit of lack, but new openings are going to come, and you will be showered with abundance. You can't imagine that the angels and the God that serve mankind, that are here for us, to be connected with us, and the angels have our highest of good and intention in their energetic blueprint. They live their energy to assist us on our journey. You can't imagine that they would leave us floundering with nothing. There's great abundance to be found. But the greatest abundance you find is the abundance that you find within. So look within for your hidden treasures in this time, because those treasures will make all the difference in the world. And seems like the cards were listening to my opening monologue, because, bam, be honest with yourself. Now's the time to be honest with you. And take a good look at yourself. You gotta take a good look at where you've been, where you are now, and what isn't working for you, and where you want to go. It's time to take a good look at yourself and really move yourself forward. It's a powerful time for mankind. And even though it's a scary time, we can choose fear, or we can choose fortitude and faith. Which do you prefer? I promise you, fear will eat you alive. Choose fortitude, choose strength, choose the light, and choose the love. You find that song there, Helena?
I did. And I also found the picture of the purple violet ray outside the center.
Ah, beautiful. Let's put that up for everyone, and let's listen to the winds of change for just a moment and
Yeah,
see
absolutely.
what we've got.
We'll be right back. Hold on.
I look through the window pane, but I can't see through the rain. I seem to have lost my way. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I can't see now which way I should go. And I don't know come out from the rain. I thought I knew who you were, but I guess I didn't see it clearly. Everything got caught up in the clouds, and somehow I lost my way. The winds of change are here upon me now, and I don't know which way I should go. The time has come for me to realize that now is the time that I have and it won't come again. I'm looking inside, and I don't see a place for me. I can't find my way anymore. So when I say goodbye, I hope you remember me, 'cause I will remember you. The winds of change are here upon us now. We don't have the answers we need. Where shall we go? The time is gone and I don't know how.
And we are back here live at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, broadcasting for our Wednesday show. And we are connecting to all of you. And if you're just joining us, well, Spirit gave us a powerful message. We had our group conscious creative reading. We used some cards for that one today. And now we're going to go to the questions, because I know we've got some questions building up. So let's take a good look at these questions and see who's got a question for us here, Elena. What's going on?
Yeah, I see some new people. I see YouTube people.
Hey, YouTube people, thank you so much for joining us.
I want to start with our YouTube people. We got
Yes.
Jason Evans. Are we entering into the age of Aquarius with starseed ascension?
We are. And you know I'm going to need my pen. I don't know where I put that
I'll
pen.
find
so-
one for you.
Yes, Jason, to answer your question, we are in this energy of the age of Aquarius. And that is part of the reason why here at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, we were given the violet ray of transformation. We host this energy of transformation. And yes, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. This is the transformation. This is the reconnection of the energy from the days of Atlantis. This is the energy of final transformation for mankind to truly hit the pinnacle of their spirituality. Now, I wish I could say it happens in a week and then we're all good. It's a process. I don't know how many hundreds of years it'll take, but we are in that age. And we, all of us who have chosen to reincarnate at this time, we're the trailblazers. We are the trendsetters. We are the way showers. So everyone give yourself a pat on the back, because you signed up for a really tough assignment. But it's also going to be the most rewarding assignment for mankind. To have an opportunity to shift the consciousness and the human experience so it'll be more connected to the spirit and the divine, as opposed to rooted in the primal energy of the physical being. Thank you so much, Jason Evans, for your YouTube question. Thank you for following us. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Patricia MacArthur.
Yes.
She's asking for guidance. She feels exhausted fighting her ego, and she is feeling shift to change her story. Is this strange?
It's not strange. And Patricia MacArthur, great. But put down your sword, put down your hammer, put down your shield, put down your knife, Put it all down. We don't need to fight the ego. We need to love the ego. You know, the ego over time has gotten a really bad rap, Patricia. Because the ego is the expression of self. It is the personality. And we need to be gentle with the ego right about now. We need to say, thank you, ego, for showing me the difference. And now I'm ready for a new experience. But I love you, and you have served me well. Because you are a product of experiences. And now you've shaped my personality. And my spirit and I are ready to fine-tune it. And I ask that you join me. Come on, ego, join me. Join me in the experience so that we can be one and celebrate our individuality, our uniqueness. Stop trying to wrestle that ego to the ground. Because if you've ever tried to wrestle a dinosaur in one of your reincarnations, it's not easy. Most of the time, dinosaur wins. So let's not fight the ego. Let's love the ego. Because it is the ego that shows you the difference between physicality and the spiritual being. Invite your ego to soften and for the two of you to have a transition and become integrated to the oneness. Great question, Patricia McCarthy. Thank you so much for that question. Who else do we have?
Next, I want to go to Caitlin Ties. She's asking, can I trust the messages I've been receiving for the past month as truth? She's working on discernment, trust, and grounding.
Yes, you can. You are working on that, and you're actually learning quite a bit about yourself. And some of the guidance that you're getting needs to be fine-tuned, but you are tuning in. And I will suggest, I don't know if you were on our class last night, but I would suggest that you tune into that class, and we'll be putting it online probably in a day or so. But I want to tell you the card that just fell for you. Trustworthy guidance. We can't ask for a better card there for you. So Spirit says it, the card says it. Yes, Caitlin, you can trust the messages. You are fine-tuning it to get a clearer understanding of those messages. But this angel card just flew up out of nowhere, and they're saying trust the guidance. So trust in the asking, it is given. Trust and know that all that is divine will come to you. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for your question. Who else do we have? I just love the way that just jumped up.
Yeah, and then, you know, when you're questioning whether you trust it or not, sometimes when they come back and ask when you trust, they're like, oh yeah, you trust it.
Oh yeah, it's good. Who else do we have?
I want to go back to YouTube. I have Lillian.
Lillian Greco, yes.
She's asking, how can I contribute to this unique opportunity to jump to a higher reality?
That's a great question. How can you contribute? Holding the frequency first and foremost for mankind. And I say this to you, and I say this to everyone listening. We are being faced with a shift and a change that's coming with a high price tag of life, price tag of experiences, the way of life, financially. So the first way that you can jump on this higher stream of consciousness is to, even though we hear and see things in our mind crumbling and breaking down, this is what we're seeing, I want you to see it, envisioning it in a perfected state, and things being smooth and kind and loving. Holding a vision that lets you know that everything's going to be okay. Holding the vision for yourself that you are greater than this experience, that the transformation for you is going to be awesome, and that the things that need to be released, you will release them. You see, I have to say, for all of us, the world has needed to make a shift and a change for a while. And you know, sometimes you can choose to change and make a choice, and things are better, and you go through a little rough patch, or sometimes the only way for some of us to change is to let it crumble. But the thing I like about things crumbling is there's rubble beneath your feet. And you can use that rubble to step up on, to see a new perspective, to see a new way of being. So you can contribute to your own self and to the wellness of mankind by seeing the world surrounded in love, by seeing the experiences that look horrific at some point, being unified and beautiful. See the rebirth of mankind, the recreation of mankind. And believe and trust that you are fully supported by your guides and your angels. Because you, Lillian, are, as we all are. Thank you so much for your question. Who else do we have here?
I got one more from YouTube from Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly. How are you?
Kimberly is asking, who are my angels and spirit guides? How do I get in touch with them? And do they have any messages for me?
Do they have messages for you? Well, we're going to go to the goddesses because you do have some powerful energy around you. But the first thing that I see around you, Kimberly, is I see Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael steps up forward. He brings you truth. He brings you justice. And this is your personal year of power and love and passion and purpose. This is the year that you step into your own unconditional love. And your guides and angels are saying, don't be hard on yourself. Believe in yourself. Trust that you can do anything. There's a major transformation coming for you in career. There's a major transformation coming for you so that you are in a different echelon, a different platform for yourself. And when I look, Kimberly P., at this energy, I also see Archangel Uriel, the angel of enlightenment. And you've been opening up to your spiritual connection and your gifts and asking that they give you signs. And they're trying their best. But I also see a powerful goddess energy around you, Kimberly P. And that energy, well, that's the energy that absolutely positively makes you glow everywhere you go. Makes you radiate your light. Now, I got to tell you, Kimberly, I pulled 2 cards for you. And just as I was picking them up, one card flew to the left, whoop, and landed right on the pile. So we're going to have to pull 3 cards for you and tell a story. First card is bright. Don't back down. Don't back down on your decisions and what you want to do, Kimberly P., because it is a bright future ahead of you. So don't give up. The next one is White Terra. You're very sensitive and you're becoming more and more intuitive with everything that you do. So they want you to tune into the energy of the goddess, White Terra, because White Terra will assist you. And then we have Hathor, receptivity. Now this is a very powerful goddess. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition and energy and your ability to give to others. Be open and receptive and trust your messages. Trust that they are there for you and that you can create anything. You are a powerful being. Be open and receptive because they have powerful gifts coming for you in your ability to transmit and transcend energy for your own spiritual evolution. Thank you so much for your question. Who else do we have here, Helena?
Let me pull up our next one. I want to go to Ebony on Facebook. She's got a question about...
and ivory. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's
That's
break
okay.
into song.
She's got a question about her marriage. Questions about reconciling and moving forward within the marriage.
Well, let's take a look and see, are we moving forward in this marriage? What's going on? Do we have 2 birthdays there for me?
Indeed, we do. First one is hers.
Okay, got it. We got it. We get it moving on here. All right. You know, I got to tell you, you're both really, really strong people. Very strong personalities. And I see positive change coming for this marriage, but I do feel like the communication has been spotty. It has been interrupted. It has not been connecting. And I feel as if when I look at this energy, I don't know if there was an official separation or a break, but I feel as if in the energy of 2019, when I look at September, October, there seems to be a divide there. And I feel as if we are not working towards the same goal. It's almost like we have our own little separate agendas going, and we need to unite and gather the energy for the right goal for the couple, for the group. And I'm also going to go back to this relationship, and I want to talk about, I really want to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to go to 2015. I feel like there was a time of change for your husband. something changed around his energy. And so that kind of set something in motion for him. And I don't know that he's quite on the track that makes him happiest. And so he's got to fine tune his personal track so that you two can be unified. Communication is going to be key, and understanding each other's ability to express each other. So thank you so much, Bonnie, for your question. Who else do we have here?
Next, I have Eileen DeLuca. Eileen's not sure what direction to go in. Everything is changing around her. What path does she go on?
I've been afraid of changes 'cause I built my world around you. Okay, well, everything is changing, but you have to go in the direction that brings you peace, brings you joy, brings you happiness, brings you love. And Eileen, I actually feel like this has been a powerful time for you to tune into your spirituality, tune into your energy of love. And I've got to tell you, that allows you to shift and assist other people. And I trust that this is something that will bring you great joy. So follow that path, my dear. And it is a year of endings for you. It is a year of a shift, change. And all right, so we're all getting kicked in the butt and we're all going through a change. But your change is going to be evolutionary. And you're going to feel much more grounded by the time you get into October. So hang on, Eileen, because it's going to be a good turnaround for you. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
Next, I have Nalima.
And what is Nalima's question?
Nalima is asking if she's found her twin flame. He's a man who's been there for her through her transition.
Well, I've got to tell you that he's a good mentor, educator. He's got a good, strong vibration to him. And he's got a lot of creative energy. And this creative energy is transforming him everywhere he goes. And he's been in a strong evolutionary pattern. And you, my dear, you are on an expansive path. And you kind of turned over a new leaf last year. Last year represented for you that you went on a soul dive. Like, who are you? Who are you to be? It was almost like you were diving deep into the sea of self-discovery and freedom. And now you're feeling a little more free, and you realize that this individual has been, well, someone you recognize, someone that you know is important to you. And there's a strong connection that says, do you know me? Do I know you? I think we met before. There's this knowing, this feeling, right, between the two of you. And it's a knowing that the souls have journeyed together. Twin flame, well, there's an evolutionary period here, and I don't know if you're both at that area of energy that really justifies twin flame, but I know there's a strong recognition of soul, and we encourage you to follow that experience because it's going to open and awaken both of you in a mighty, powerful way. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. That was a good question. I like that question.
Mm-hmm.
Who else do we have?
Next, I have Philippa Sherry asking, will I connect with a loving and trustworthy man to form a lasting, intimate relationship with? Feels like hope in this area is getting
dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. She's like, yep, it's dumb. We're feeling all out of sorts, right? Just like, wow. Well, I got to tell you this, Philippa Sherry, that love comes when you least expect it in the most unlikely ways. Even when we're not so sure we're ready for it, it gets us when it's the perfect time. And I don't want you to give up on love, because I hear the intention and then I hear the song. When I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. So it's time for you to fall in love. And I don't see it getting as dim as you think it is. I actually feel that when I go ahead and I put this together for you, that next year closes out this lonely cycle, because I feel like you've been on like a 7-year lonely cycle. It just feels like you've been going on and on and on, and maybe you kissed a frog, but it was a frog, honey. It wasn't anything great. So now you're ready for that full, complete relationship, and it is coming. I'm going to spin you out, though, so don't shoot the messenger. So 2021 is kind of clearing up a lot of old energies for you, and I do see love coming into your energy, but I feel commitment and union and connection in 2022. So what you're doing now is clearing out the energy. We form relationship as we get closer to the 2021 time, and then you've got this sense of knowing and union in 2022. Hey, invite me to the wedding. I'd love to sing for you. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have, Helena?
I can't wait to see you sing at a wedding.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I sing at so many weddings. I love that. And I have like about 15 clients who are now getting married.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, I don't know, Sarah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get married, blah, 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 blah. And then guess what? They're getting married. I love that kind of stuff. Then I hear from My Fair Lady, I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. Girls, come and kiss me, show how you miss me, and get me to the church on time. So I'll be there.
I don't know that tune, unfortunately.
I know, we got to get Helena up on her show tunes.
Yeah, I need to study. Now I got time.
I got time on my hands.
I do know Gypsy, though, so.
If I could put time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is take this pandemic and shove it right in and then throw it away. Oh my God, give me time in a bottle, please. We all got time in a bottle right about now. Holy crow. When is this going to end? I know, we're good. We're all good. Gotta laugh, guys, because if we don't try to have some fun in this experience, we're all going to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I gotta tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've seen some of the funniest things on Facebook. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
People just trying to hide. Could you imagine if I hide from all of you, what's going to happen? Oh, you'll hunt me down and find me. So, what do we got going on?
They'll use their pendulums to find you.
Where is SarahSpiritual? Oh my goodness. You know, they'll be burning a path of sage to find me. Onward sage soldiers. I don't know. What do we got going on here?
We got Taryn. Taryn feels like she's at a door of enlightenment. What can I do to move through it and get deeper connected?
Ah, Taryn. Interesting, Taryn. I like that. 9. I love this. So, of course, you know, quiet time and meditation will help you. But I also see, Taryn, a lot of freedom and creativity around you. You kind of go to dance and beat to your own drums. So I feel as if being in nature is really going to infuse a lot of connectivity to you. And I also see here that working with your angels and your guides and angel cards is really going to work for you. You see, there was a major transformation that happened for you, Taryn, in 2014. They take me back to 2014, and they make me feel as if 2014 was a significant time of changes for you. So let me tune in here, because they're making me feel as if you've been shedding some of your old beliefs and really opening up to something new for yourself. And yes, when I see that here in this time of expansion, I see you expanding your consciousness. I also see, as you line up in the connection, you're also going to be much more inspired. And this inspiration for you makes me feel as if you're going to do something that's of assistance to mankind. There's a way for you to assist others. And it seems to make me feel as if we got some connectivity with cards. Do you have angel cards, goddess cards, something? Because I feel as if the angels are here to give you a message. And the best way for you to tune yourself in and stay connected is really work on grounding yourself. Sometimes we're a little flighty and we're not as solid as we would like to be. Sometimes things send us out of balance. And I see here from this that, well, you're a Libra. We got to have balance. So sometimes the air seems to blow your sails and get you a little off balance. So here they're telling us, ground yourself and ask yourself a really important question. How can I be of service to myself and others? And once you have an answer that resonates with you from within, what you're going to find is that the angels and guides will give you all the support, and your connection will be much stronger when you align to your purpose. Thank you so much for joining us here. And is this the first time we connected with Taryn Lazarus?
I think so. This is the first time I'm saying her name.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, those of you who are new to this feed. Normally, we're on WWNN, heard on our radio show, but things are changing around here, and technology is there, but sometimes we can't get it all to talk to each other at the perfect time. So we didn't want to not connect to all of you. So here we are. So what have we got going on, Helena?
Next, I have Brandy. Brandy's asking, how's her family and healing looking?
Brandy. So the first thing I have here for you, Brandy, is you're kind of clearing out a lot of old energies. I feel as if, Brandy, there was a lot of, first of all, physical inflammation, but I feel like it had an emotional pull to it. And I feel as if there was a period of time that you were not feeling supported here. And as I look at that energy, I see here that last year seems to have brought a lot of bumps and changes for you. And we were closing out some chapters and feeling out of sorts. And so the healing is moving slowly and steady. Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch. You're making your way. And your family, well, I don't know if we have a specific question about a family member. I feel like there is. So I would like a little clarity as to what that question actually is. But I will tell you, Brandy, that the family as a whole is healing from disappointment, and it almost makes me feel as if there was a tragedy, a disappointment, something that left a group of you feeling sad and almost sorrowful. So give me some information about the question of, as far as the family is concerned, so I can fine-tune that for you. But that's just the brushstroke feeling that Spirit's giving me around that. Thank you so much, Brandy, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Marty. Marty's asking, do the spirits wish for me to learn more about how to use my gift for others?
That's a great question. So we are here to be of service to others, and it's our mission to assist others, to connect with others, and for us, of course, to be of assistance to ourselves. And when you make that energy of a connection with your guides and your angels, they're always there to give you the aspects necessary to help other people. Opening and being receptive and asking to be a magnet of divine universal flow is actually going to be your key. So opening up and trusting that the universe has your back is going to make all the difference for you in the world. Do some prayers and ask your universal self, how can I be of assistance? And they will show you perfectly. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Carolina Bell.
Yes.
She says, my family, and especially my husband and myself, are going through very difficult times. She doesn't know what to do and what path to take. She needs some guidelines, please. She's lost and stuck.
Yes, and Carolina Bell, you've been lost and stuck, it seems, for a bit of time now. So when I go over the past 2 years, they seem very difficult. And when I look at this energy here, the first thing they make me aware of is that you have this ability to feel and pick up on everybody else's emotions. So you're holding emotions that are not just yours, but they are emotions that are everyone else's. And this is a time of change for you. I see the potential for a move. I see the potential for some doors to close, for a new beginning. And both you and your husband are really ready for it. He's really ready to expand himself and to move in a different direction. But I feel like the unit, the couple, the communication, we're not in sync, and you don't know what to do next because you have no clarity as to what makes you happy, because you've been appeasing and helping so many other people for quite a long time, particularly the past 2 years. So Carolina Bell, the first thing that I want you to do is make a list that makes of all the things that make you happy and make you feel tied in and connected to divine light, and write that down. And then make a list of all the things you love about yourself, and make a list of all the attributes you love about your husband. And begin to envision a stronger connection between the two of you. I know that things have been very tight financially, even before we had this experience of the virus. So I know that things are going to get back on track, but there's been a lot of angst and anxiety between the two of you, and that needs to be mended. And the way we mend relation is to mend ourselves first, and to find the aspect within yourself that doesn't feel good enough or worthy. And that transcends all the way back to an early childhood memory. And that's something that you want to work with. I do hope that you and I have an opportunity to connect personally, Carolina, so that we can work on this transformation, because there's some healing necessary for this transformation to occur. I send you much love and light. I know it's been a challenging time. And of course, now you're thrown into the throes of a challenging universal time. But just trust that this too will pass, and things will be okay. And when I move you forward, when I put you in the energy of August, I see things a little bit more tranquil. And if there's thoughts and ideas of getting ready to move and make major changes, look to October to open up that possibility for you. Thank you so much, Carolina Bell, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
I have a question from Shirley.
Yes.
What can parents tell their children about the changes that are coming? Lots of empathic kids feeling off kilter. What can help them?
That's a great question, Shirley. You know, what we can tell our children is, first and foremost, assure them that they're safe, and that we're taking the precautions necessary for our health, and that I really wouldn't let them watch the news. I really would keep them as far away removed from this. And that this online school is a new adventure for all of them, and it gives them an opportunity that all those times they spent on their gadgets, that they get to go to the head of the class, literally, because of their gadget time. It's a very powerful time for children today, because they are being prepared to be our future. And emotionally, they came in a little fragile. It's almost if they came in knowing they had to get ready to stand up for what they believe in, not knowing how to do that. And a lot of the children have been feeling very down and depressed even before this hit. So helping them know that they are loved and they're supported by their family, helping them understand that they are loved and supported by the angels and God, and giving them something to aspire to inspire them to dream big and to make plans for what they want to do or be when they grow up. And give them love. And be sure to kiss them every night before they go to bed. Thank you so much, Shirley, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
Next, I have Kimberly Griffiths.
Yes.
She says, Angel Zadkiel is helping her with transformation.
Yes.
For her highest and best, should she now be stepping into the role of a life coach?
Yes, now is the time to prepare yourself for that, Kimberly Griffith. Because you've been getting prepared. This is something that you've been wanting to do for a while. And Archangel Zadkiel is the angel of transformation, and is the angel associated with Saint Germain of the Violet Ray of Transformation, and is associated with the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So you are right on track for that, Kimberly Griffith. And when I look at this energy for you, I see that this year closes out that chapter of how things used to be, and now gets you ready for how things are going to be. So be open and receptive for what you want to create, and trust that everything's working out for you. So we're going to pull a card for you, Kimberly Griffith, because I feel like they got a message for you, and you've got to overcome some of the fears and the doubts and overcome the battle of the blues. So if you've been feeling a little melancholy, work through that, because there is some powerful energy that is going to step you through this experience into what's to come for you. And Archangel Zadkiel will help you with that transformation. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for that Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
Let me see here. I have Miss Elegans. She is transitioning and evolving greatly. She feels she needs some guidance on where she's going. What are the guides saying? Where should I invest?
Okay. And we also have Naglami, I can't say her name properly, Please provide personalized sessions. I may not have asked this question, but I say some resonates with me. So we'll put the link to my session page right here so that you can reach out and connect with me personally and check out the type of readings that we do. So here's her message here. So Elegance Misses. 2 cards fell out for you. So let me tell you what the cards say before I really absorb the question. The first one is resilience. Rise above trials and tribulations. So that's the first card that popped out for you, Elegance Misses. And then your guides are saying, I'm going through my spiritual transformation and evolving greatly. I feel I need guidance as to where I'm going. What are my guides saying? Where should I invest? So we need to be resilient, and we need to work with the keys to goodness and the 7 heavenly virtues. So we need to tune into the divine virtues to invest your time in your spirituality of your truth and recognizing what your own personal truth is. The surest way for any of us to make a major transformation, especially spiritually, is to thine own self be true. And in order to do that, we need to know who we are. So what is your personal truth, and how has that changed for you, and who have you come to be? So this is an opportunity for you to make a change. So open up, trust that this is coming, and know that everything's going to work out for you. Elegance Misses, you are a strong spiritual being who has come here to step into your personal power, and this is the year for you to inspire yourself and others. But first, you need to invest in yourself, your meditation, your quiet time, and trusting your angels. And if I were you, I would get some angel cards or goddess cards to assist you on the path. Who else do we have, Helena?
I have Savitri. Savitri knows a change is coming and just doesn't know what to do to make the transition easier. Please they're looking for work and spiritual guidance.
Well, step 1 is here's your homework for this. All the things that you know you want to release that no longer serve you. Don't worry about how you're going to release it. Just write down, Savitri, what you need to release, what you want to release, what you need to release. And for you to meditate on what it feels like to feel whole. Because I feel like the changes around you, Savitri, are coming because you were kind of separated in your experience because you were using the energy of pleasing other people and not always being true to yourself. And you really have a sense of loyalty, which we applaud, but at times it has been at your own expense. So Savitri, what you can do is you can make a list of what you want to release that no longer serves you, and that includes experiences, and sometimes it's people that we need to distance ourselves. And then write a letter to your higher self. Dear higher self, I am open and receptive. I am ready to change. I surrender the outcomes that I know not their turnout. I surrender at this moment in time to you, my highest good, to show me the way. I disconnect from my mind chatter. I disconnect from my beliefs that have molded me based on experiences that were other people's. Their experiences of fear and disappointment have molded and shaped my opinions. And in this moment of time now, I release those. And I am open and accepting of the change. Higher self, take my hand. Allow me to feel the love of the angels and the guides, and assist me in this transformation. I am open, I am receptive, I am ready. Come on, higher self, let's go. Talk to your higher self. This is going to bring great change for you. Thank you so much, Savitri, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Grace Conwright. She says she feels she's receiving so many messages from the spirit world, feeling so confused right now about what to believe. How will I know who or what to trust?
How will I know? You're feeling confused because you're getting confused by the messages of the world and questioning because you were so conditioned by the world. Grace Conwright, You know what you know, like you know, like you know. You know it. And you're confused because you're not sure if you're listening to your analytical, intellectual self or your higher self, your soul self. So I'm going to tell you to do something similar. Write a question that you have for spirit. Write something that is a question of uncertainty or something that you're looking for information and insight as to guide you as to what to do next. And write the question. Spirit, what shall I do about this? Spirit, which way to go? Spirit, give me clarity. And then after that, I want you to take 10 deep breaths. I want you to feel your feet firmly on the ground, sitting in your chair. I want you to take your palms and point them up to the heavens. And I want you to say to yourself, I am open and receptive. What does my higher self have to say to me? And write that. Write the information so that you can transcribe the messages from Spirit and have it flow through. And as you write, don't resist. Begin to write, continue to write. And as you write that information, you will be made aware of the connection getting stronger and stronger and stronger. God is not the author of confusion. So trust that you will have a better outcome by allowing yourself to write than trying to think. And then as you write, Grace Conwright, you're going to feel that feeling of connection. And then once you feel that connection as those words flow through you, that union of you, yourself, your human self, and your higher self, and your guides and your angels, they will give you such a feeling that there'll be no denying that that feeling, when it's present, is truly the voice of God resonating within you and guiding you. Practice this exercise for a while and give me some feedback. Let me know how it works for you. There's no reason for confusion. You're a lot further along than you're giving yourself credit for. Don't doubt yourself, because you are right where you need to be at this moment. Thank you, Grace. Who else do we have?
Next one, I have Rosa Claudio. She's asking, do you have a message for her? She's feeling a little off spiritually.
You know, Rosa Claudio, it's been an interesting roller coaster of experiences for you. And I feel as if, loss of your mother also is kind of permeating your being right now. And the mother energy that's around you makes me feel as if she's there comforting you. And perhaps you had a dream with her, because I feel her energy very close to you in the evening hours, in the nighttime hours. So, Rosa Claudio, the first thing I say to you is this. Move yourself forward, knowing that you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Move yourself forward, trusting that everything that you have learned over time is in automatic pilot and is ready to kick in. You just need to give it permission. I also feel like you've been influenced by a lot of people. You've been picking up as an empath a lot of people's energy, and a lot of fear is around things now, because perhaps your work and your finances are becoming a little disrupted, as are many, and you're feeling out of sorts and not sure that you can stand on your own 2 feet. Trust your angels and your guides are going to be with you throughout this process, and know that your mom sends you much love from the other side. Thank you, Rosa Claudio, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
Next, I want to go to Iris.
Iris, yes. And Iris is where, in the UK?
I believe so.
Okay.
And Iris is asking, what has this year does it have in store for me? Thank you.
Well, Iris, doesn't take a fortune teller to tell you, hey, you got a pandemic in your future, right? But when all this goes besides and all this passes by, Iris, for you, the most important thing for you to recognize is that you are a free spirit and you are a powerful, strong being who is really meant to be a pioneer on some level. I see like there's an interest to learn and study more. I feel as if you're a philosopher or a philanthropist, that you care about the wellness of mankind. And I also see here that this year is the year for you to ask that question. What does the year have in store for me? But more importantly, who am I and who have I come to be? You're on a soul dive for yourself, and you are in the process of, here's the word they give me, a remake, a restart, and reinvention. So I do feel that you'll reinvent yourself and be more aligned with your spirituality and your spiritual connectivity more than ever. So Iris, put your foot upon the path and trust that your angels have got your back. And I know that you're going to see a major shift in your conscious connection with God as the months unfold. It's going to be a good year for you. Look for changes to start to evolve after July and August of this year. And I feel as if there's a connection or direction shift for your career coming. Thank you, Iris, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have?
I have Sade.
Sade.
Can Sade get a card, please?
Sade, you can get a card. Let's give Sade a card. Let's see what we've got going on. We're going to pull our goddess cards for Sade. First card that fell up for you, Sade, was the guarding of the children, Damara. She says you are good at helping and counseling and healing children. So Sade, you are the keeper of the children. We're going to also kind of put together another card for you because that one just kind of flew out. And Sade, let me see the card that I picked for you here. Ever so beautifully is Guinevere. Sade, true love, baby girl, is coming your way. So you've been asking for a divine partner, Queen Guinevere, the goddess of love here, is going to be showing you true love. Guinevere is a fabulous energy to attune to, and she had Sir Lancelot, her true prince. So Queen Guinevere is here to assist you in the journey, and they tell me true love is coming your way. Thank you, Sade, for your request for a card. Who else wants a card here, Helena? Who else wants us to pick a card?
Well, maybe a card may assist Brandy Johnson here with her relationship question. She's asking, should I continue to invest in my relationship? Is this blocking her from her higher self transformation?
You know, I'm going to tell you, Brandy, just the fact that you asked the question makes me feel that you know that something in the relationship is lagging and slowing you up. So we're going to pull a card for you, but we're going to go to our angel cards for this one, and we're going to see where that's going to take us. And then I'm going to kind of make a notation of the birthdays as well. So let's see here. So we could just put that back up for me there. Okay. I got that there. Yeah, Brandy, there's a lot of expansion that's supposed to happen for you. You're supposed to expand your work, your business, your career, really your networking and all the connections. So we're going to pull two cards for you, Brandy, regarding this relationship, and we're going to see what the angels have to say for you. And we're going to take a look. I feel like there's that energy of we're not quite connected in the passion and compassion energy, and so that makes me feel as if we're separate. Well, Cupid sends you the vibes of love, so we may need to work on the love feeling. And it's funny, before I pull this card, Cupid is here to send love your way, and I hear the song in my head, you lost that love and feeling, oh, that love and feeling. You lost that love and feeling, now you're gone. Gone, gone, whoa. We've got this loving feeling going here, and I feel like if we can't get this love to kind of regroup, that Cupid's arrow is going to miss your partner and end up hitting someone else, honey. So be ready to work on the love in the relationship and be honest with yourself. What part are you playing in this disconnect in the relationship? And be honest with yourself. Is this what you want? Nobody holds us back. We hold ourselves back, but we use other people as the reason why we can't move forward. So be honest with yourself and say, what's the real hidden fear and insecurity within me that's holding me back? And then how am I associating it with the relationship with my husband and interpreting his actions as being almost like a prison to me, not allowing me to pop out of the box and be my own self. Ask Cupid for assistance, and if we can't regroup this loving feeling, then it's not about whether he's holding you back. It's about asking yourself, what is it that you want? What is it, and how do you want your love life and your personal life and your future to be? And then you make that decision. And that decision process is going to take about 7 months, so don't be in a hurry to make a choice. and know you're not wasting time. Take a good look at yourself, be honest with yourself, and do the work for yourself. Helene, do you want to put that up too? Okay.
Getting chilly in here.
Yes. Now, Sharon Young's here, and she wants me to pick a card for her. So Sharon Young, we're going to pick a card, and we're going to pick our Mystical Wisdom card for you. So let's see what we've got. Dragon pops up for you, Sharon. So before I can even put the cards down, they want you to tap into your courage. And now's the time for you to be courageous. So it's time for you to be courageous, Sharon, and for you to look for the power of the dragon and let your dragon be your totem energy here. And the bottom card, when I first looked at it just now, was the dragonfly, which we know means transformation for Miss Sharon Young. So Sharon, I'm going to pick 2 cards for you, and we're going to see what they've got for us. And here we go. Got some interesting cards here for you, Sharon Young. So we're going to take a look at that. The first card is pure spiritual growth. You're going through a major transformation in your spiritual growth, Sharon Young. And we have the card from the Mystical Wisdom of Enlightenment. And I truly love these cards. They are beautiful. They have a wonderful energy to them. And I feel like they really speak to us with their pictures. And the next card is money. It's time for you to find a way to your abundance, Sharon. And now's the time to say to the universe, universe, show me the money. And there's money coming to you, and all will be well. This is your path to enlightenment. And given the path that you're on and your studies, it's the perfect time for you to embrace that enlightenment, because you for sure are on the right path. Thank you, Sharon Young, for your question. Who else do we have here? Who else wants a card? Let's see what we got going on here.
Let's get one for Grace Paulus. What do the cards hold for her?
Grace. I'm going to stick with my Mystical Wisdom cards here. Grace Paulus. What do the cards hold for you? Well, first of all, Grace, the first thing that I'm made aware of is that this is a year for you to work in the power of 3. The Holy Trinity. This is the power for you to be really, I don't want to say holy, but I want you to say in the complete alignment. And I see the hidden treasures of the pyramids for you, Grace. And this is a powerful time of self-discovery and for you to expand, getting ready for shifts and changes in career. So I'm going to pick 3 cards because I was shooting for 2, and we got 2 for 1 there. And so the first card up is going to be our letting go. So Grace, the first thing we want to do is let go of old paradigms, let go of our old ways. And I think we need to let go of a belief or an association with a person or an experience. It kind of seems personal here in this letting go card. So I want you to work with that. And then we have the Angel of Miracles. And if you need a miracle, which I think we all do on the planet, it's time to ask the Angel of Miracles to assist you now. And then the final card is memories. It's a good time to sort through our memories, Grace, and to take a good look at the memories and where we've been, and to really trust that the universe is going to honor you. And these memories that are here for you are here to give you all the guidance that you need and to show you how far you've come, because you tend to be a little hard on yourself, Grace. It's a time for you to really entrust that all will be well, and that when you realize all the progress you've made, you'll be able to give yourself a good pat on the back and let go of things that no longer serve you. Thank you, Grace, for your question. Who else do we have here?
Next I have Anna. Anna's asking, what are my loved ones trying to tell me in my dreams?
Anna Rodriguez, great question. So your loved ones are trying to tell you that they're there with you during these difficult times, and even though they are not here with you to support you and that you are navigating these difficult times, they are with you. Particularly the energy of a sister. Sister energy feels like she's very, very close to you, and that she was taken before her time and in an early path of her life. And she wants you to know that she might not have lived a fulfilled life, but she's here to assist you in living the life that you've always wanted to live. And Anna, it reminds me of the song that I was given when I was channeling messages live here on Facebook. And I want to give you a little bit of that song, because they're showing up to show you that you're being supported, that they are aware that you're going through the changes, and that they're moving into a new paradigm themselves, and that their loved ones on the other side are actually ascending as well. While we are ascending here on earth, they are going through their major transformation, and that is why they're in a car and they're off moving in a drive way. So they're off driving away into a new experience. And so the song that Spirit gave me was this: don't you cry, don't you hide, you've got to live your life, even though you don't see me. I'm right here. I am holding your hand and walking with you, though you can't see me. Oh, I'm here. So don't you cry, don't you miss me, 'cause I didn't die. I am here with you, right by your side. So don't you cry. They don't want you to cry, and they don't want you to be afraid for the changes that are here upon the planet. Just know that everything's going to be all right, and that they love you. Thank you, Anna Rodriguez, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here?
That song gives me goosebumps.
We should end with that song, actually.
Let's see if I have it.
Yeah.
I have Shelby next.
Okay.
She's receiving messages that she's up next to bat as a light worker. She needs a little clarity on this. Much love.
Shelby, well, batter up, girlfriend, because they're going to pitch a fastball and you better be ready to hit, because you've been building a momentum of creating consciousness and awareness and empowerment for women, and you've been a way shower for quite a while. And Shelley, as you move yourself forward, what you really want to hold on to is the fact that you're such a powerful being, and that this time is a time of creative expansion for you, and that there's a message you need to bring out into the world. And I want to put a pen in your hand, because Archangel Gabriel gives me the feather plume, which makes me feel as if there's a protocol or a book of some sort that needs to be documented and written so that you can bring it out to mankind and to make a difference. It is really important for you to trust this knowing within you. And I also see the angels with you, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael. So Gabriel's giving you messages, giving you insight, and prompting you to do some writing, do some journaling, do some blogging, and allow the shift to come. And then, my dear, I see the change coming for you that opens up new possibilities for you to be a light worker that is a messenger, and that you will be on a platform or a stage empowering people on their journey of transformation. So batter up, girl. The pitch is coming across the plate, and you better swing. Thanks so much. I hope you stay in touch with us. Thank you so much for joining us here on our wonderful Wednesday night here on Facebook Live. Thank you. Who else do we have?
Next, I have Rhonda Blair. She'd love an angel card.
Angels we have heard on high. Okay, let's get our angel cards here for Rhonda Blair. Rhonda Blair. Rhonda Blair, last year I know brought you a lot of shifts and changes. Maybe it was a little uncomfortable. Still having some growing pains, Rhonda Blair, but I will tell you this, that this year I got a new attitude, a new fresh start. I feel like things are realigning and starting fresh for you. I think they pushed the hold button. I know the whole world's on hold, but I want you to trust that something wonderful is coming for you. Notice the signs, Rhonda Blair. Your angels, bam, they're talking to you. You better pay attention. Pay attention to those butterflies, those dragonflies. Pay attention to those feathers. Pay attention to those birds that are trying to communicate with you, because you got answers all around you. And Rhonda Blair, the next card is relationship. You are ready for your primary relationship shift, and there's primary love partnership deepening, growing, and connecting with you. So Rhonda Blair, this is the time for divine love and divine connection. Notice the signs. Pay attention. Your angels are ready to deliver you everything you want on a silver platter. Not a Domino's box, but a silver platter. And thank you so much for asking us to joining us and asking me to pull a card. Thank you, Rhonda Blair. Who else do we have here?
Next, I have Carol Lee. She says, I'm experiencing home change, spiritual shift, not motivated, and exhaustion. What message does the divine have for me?
You need to rest. You've been emotionally triggered for a while. You've been holding on to things that led you to feel disappointment, discontentment, and really not to realize the true connection that you desired. And you're healing your inner work. Your inner child is still healing, and it's a time for you to do great healing work on yourself. And I'm going to pull for you, Carol, a goddess card, because it is time for you to be within, and it's also the time for you to go within and work on your spiritual connection. You're exhausted because your emotions and your mind are running rampant. And any changes that you have in the home is all meant to be a positive change in the end. So if we're looking to move, let me see here. This move is something that is necessary, but it's overwhelming at this time. But just trust that it's all for your divine good, and it's going to bring you into the right place at the right time. The white Tara comes forward, and she says that you are very sensitive and you are just a little too empathic right now. So white Tara, ask her to help balance your sensitivity and align you with the divine path. And the next card is Arakura, the blossoming, and you are in the moment of blossoming. So I want you to think about how uncomfortable a butterfly feels when it comes down into its liquid form to blossom into the butterfly. That little caterpillar feels awful uncomfortable. Imagine being reduced to a liquid. I think you'd feel a little tired too, Carol. Makes sense to me. But I'm also thinking, as I heard blossoming, they were showing me a bulb that was planted in time so that in the spring it would bloom. So if you've ever planted a bulb and we've seen a bulb grow, that seedling inside has to muster up the strength to push through that outer shell and crack it open. I would imagine if we were to put a physical experience onto the seedling as it's growing in the bulb to become the most beautiful tulip or flower or daffodil, I would imagine that if we were to compare it to being human, that would be exhausting. You are blossoming and your sensitivity is heightened. Seal yourself off a little bit more. Govern your thoughts and emotions. Go within, because this is your time to rejuvenate and for you to be a powerful person on the journey of mankind. So get your rest now, because you're going to be a very busy girl. Who else do we have here, Helena?
Next, I'm going to Fran Kraft, asking, will I easily adapt to the changes that are coming or trip, stumble, and fall?
Fran, you can adapt. Girl, you're the most versatile person I know. I know you're tired, and I know that life has thrown you some curveballs and you're not quite sure how you're going to handle them. But I want you to know this, Fran Kraft, that after these next 4 months, you're going to feel as if you're much more solid. You know, it's a change in the world and it's impacting everybody. But the changes that come for you will actually, in the end, give you a better sense of who you are and a different foundation. I don't know what that means because they're just telling me there's a different foundation coming for you, Fran. So I feel like we're on a need to know as to what that will actually turn out to be. But Fran, I see a new foundation coming for you. So thank you for that question. You will adapt to the changes. I know you're a little tough to change, but you're most certainly strong enough and you can do anything you set your mind to. Who else do we have here, Helena?
Next, I have Lakeisha asking, is someone coming back to apologize to me soon? And if so, should I even listen?
What? We want an apology from someone who's not even honest with themselves? What? Are you kidding? Tell him, talk to the hands. You don't need an apology. You know the truth. You know your reality of that. Don't buy into that, honey. You don't need that. I know you think your ego and your soul needs that, but you don't need that apology. And it's going to be more of excuses than an apology. And Spirit pulled a card for you and it said, cheer up, baby. Better things are coming. Tell him, talk to the hand. You can keep your apology. I don't need your excuses. I know my truth, and I'm going to be true to myself. See you later. Let it go, baby. Well, time to let this show go for now. I want to thank you all for joining us. Normally we're on WWN, And here we are on Facebook. You know, times are changing, things are shifting all across the globe, and technology and I were not quite all lining up at the perfect time to get everything all lined up for these changes that are here. But we did not want to miss a broadcast. We did not want to miss you. We want to continue to give you the messages of love and light on this journey. I want to let you all know that no matter what you see, it's all going to be okay. And you have to trust and understand that there are souls that chose to come and be incarnated during this time. And for some of them, their journey here on earth is ending. I know we're seeing these horrific visions and thinking of people not being able to breathe and not being able to live and being taken off of ventilators. We're hearing all this day in and day out. But I want you to know that there's a part of this journey, although the ending seems dramatic, is part of the journey of that this time they signed up to be a part of this experience because they are part of the change for mankind. And that there is no death that is insignificant in this. There is loss. We love all those that we have lost, and we will continue to love them long after they're gone. But each one of us is significant in creating change in this world. So there's every life and every death has meaning. So honor those who cross over for us and stand true to yourself and ask yourself, how can I be a better citizen of the planet? And remember, you are a citizen of this planet, making changes, opening your heart, and honestly loving your divine self and trusting that everything will be okay. Know that the angels and God are with you. Your loved ones on the other side, they have not forsaken you. They are with you. We are always all connected. We are the world. We are the children. And we're here to make a change. So change begins with you, within you. And as we change within, our whole world will change. Know that you're never alone. We are here for you at Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. I am Sarah Spiritual. I hope you continue to stay in contact with me. Connect to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our Instagram page, SarahSpiritual, S-A-R-A-H, Spiritual. Hang with us. And if I can be of personal service to you, visit my website, SarahSpiritual.com. Go to my sessions page, and let's connect personally. I know for some of you, you've got a lot of questions, and maybe you don't feel comfortable posting it in the feed. So let's connect, hand in hand, heart to heart, soul to soul. Together, we make a difference. Good night, God bless you, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
For all of you who are missing someone, don't you cry, don't you hide, you've got to live your life, even though you don't see me, I'm right here. Don't you cry, I'll be here right beside you. Don't you worry now, I am holding your hand and walking with you, though you can't see me. Oh, I'm here, so don't you cry, don't you miss me, 'cause I didn't die, I am here with you, right by your side. Don't you miss me, don't you hide, don't you cry for me, I'm right by your side. Don't you cry. I am here with you. I'm simply on the other side. So don't